All right, people, we are back again because as I took the cheddar out, I didn't mention in the last video, one of my Cacciatas was starting to grow some mold on it, which was fine, typically. The only difference is when I checked the cheese, it seemed to have a high amount of moisture still. And this one I made probably about a week and a half ago. And I just wanted to show you the difference. I showed you the cheddar, okay, the cheddar itself. I still have it here. Again, you can look, very dry. It's dry to the touch. You can't hear anything. It's solid. There's a good rind formed around here. It's got a nice golden yellow color. This Cacciato, on the other hand, you can see there's some brown mold starting to grow on there. A little bit of blue right down here on the bottom corner, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But if you look closely, you see that shine. You see that? You can see the moisture right here coming out of the cheese. This cheese is still too damp. And you can also see when I push it, you hear that noise. My finger is tacky, which means there's too much moisture in this cheese still. If you go at the right angle, you might be able to see, you can see there. You can see that moisture up top. You don't want to see that moisture up there. That means there's too much whey coming from this cheese still. So this thing is gonna go back into a brine bath, which I'm gonna prepare over here. I really can't show you, but all we have is basically this container. We're gonna take this container, my save brine solution. I'm gonna dump this in the container. Way over here, people. Pretty simple, nothing to it. I'm gonna pour this. A little ice in there. And then what we need to do get ourselves a little towel. I buy these at Walmart. They're just flour sack towels. And we'll just take a little end of this here. I'll dip it in that brine first. I'm gonna rub this. We're gonna rub this and rub it off, like so. You won't get all of it out, but the idea is to loosen the top surface of it off and make sure you get that brine in there, into that cheese. Just kind of rub it in, if you will. And it's okay if you kind of, I say scratch up, but if you flatten your cheese a little bit, that's totally fine. You want to put a little bit of pressure in there because you want to make sure that you're driving that salt into this rind, because the rind has already started to form a little bit, even though it's not totally solid. I mean, you can see the brown, yellowish color here. This is all formed rind. It's this white area here is the concern. So what we need to do is just rub I'd say a pretty good pressure on this to try and rub some of that out and drive that salt down into there where it's residing. And you're not going to get it off, and that's fine. That's totally fine. The idea is that you want to get this rind harder, and then you can allow the mold to grow on top of it. The rind's got to be firm before you allow molds to grow. If this cheese were to sit the way it is, you can see the pressure I can put on there. It's still, and you hear it, tacky. It shouldn't be that way. So we get this good and wiped down. And then this will go in the bleach when I set it up. And then we'll set this over here. Take you guys over to see it. Into our rind bath here, as you can see. And then for extra measure, we always take any sort of non-iodized salt. It doesn't matter what it is, but you cannot use salt with iodine. It will kill the maturation process of the cheese. And we coat the top with a fair amount. We want that thing covered. We want that to sit. And we'll let that sit for probably another 2-3 hours maybe. And then I'll take this back out and we will dry it off and we will put it back in the wine cellar. I think that's gonna do it for now, and I'll send you other videos later. Bye.